Hey everybody, Logan here. Yes, and today we're back with, well, I'm actually following up on a video I did a little while ago about the possibility of Final Fantasy 16 coming to the Xbox platform. And new information has come out about its possibility or its multi-platform possibility in general. There are different sites and different sources that I saw this on, but I decided to go with it's not going to be a surprise to you, pure Xbox. Why? Because it doesn't show what you think you're going to show. What they're thinking you might see. It wasn't what I thought. Let's put it that way. Here, let's take a look. So, it says Final Fantasy 16 team looked at all options before deciding on timed PS5 exclusivity. We do approach multiple platforms. And that was a quote from Square. But here, let's read the article. It's a short one. I'm going to give you my opinion and follow it up with some thoughts from what I've covered before. It's now been close to 3 years since Square Enix announced that Final Fantasy 16 was going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Although, according to a new interview, the team considered various platforms before making the decision. Boom, here we go. Final Fantasy 16 producer Naoki Yoshida talked to Game Informer recently and mentioned that Square Enix looked at all options when the game was early in development, approaching multiple platforms and multiple companies for discussion. Now, another reason I thought this was kind of valid today, because the game comes out very soon. I recently read this Final Fantasy interview, and I was like, oh, wow, okay. So now that, I can bring it to you this way, I figured that would probably be the best bet, because it's hard to bring you a physical magazine. Supposedly there's a digital version, but that ain't easy to pull up at all. But here, this is probably some of the best way to do it. Here, let's start with the quote. Quote, Final Fantasy being one of Square Enix's very important franchises, up there with Dragon Quest and the Kingdom Hearts series. When we do begin development, we do approach multiple platforms, multiple companies about releasing the game. And when you approach them, they're going to come back to us with their offers. End quote. Evidently, PlayStation ended up coming out on top, which isn't a huge surprise. No, it isn't, considering Square Enix has enjoyed a fruitful relationship with Sony's platform for decades now. Whatever Xbox might have offered, it clearly wasn't enough. So that makes me wonder, did they go, all right, we'll give you 20 million. Okay. And then they go to Sony. 40 million. Done. Because, let me finish reading and then I'll elaborate. That said, it's important to remember that Final Fantasy 16 is only a 6-month exclusive for PlayStation 5 as things stand. That means it'll most likely be coming to PC at some point in the not too distant future. But we can always hold out hope. No, you can't. Well, you could, but I wouldn't. Hold out hope that it might find its way to Xbox as well. Although, obviously, that never happened with Final Fantasy VII Remake. And remember, Final Fantasy VII Remake was stupidly confirmed. It's like, yeah, it's coming. And Square was like, it's coming to other platforms. Like, it's coming to Xbox. I was like, dude, I don't think so. And the path that it took, we had PS4 and then the PS5 integrated version and crickets on the Xbox front. Yeah. So, but there's PC version. Yeah. So with that being said, my previous coverage of this, I actually thought it was going to come to Xbox because it sounded pretty promising. Now it doesn't. Now we know it probably won't come at all. So this is just another sad day for the Xbox brand, and coming from someone again who used to be a big Xbox advocate. I think it's looking pretty bleak. It's looking pretty sad on the Xbox front. And I've been reporting this for weeks, going on months now. And it's at the point where maybe it's time. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, Philly Spencer has got some good news for us at this Xbox showcase. But as of recording, we got the PlayStation 1 coming later today. I'm hoping we see the rumored Castlevania and Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. And rumor has it that Metal Gear Solid 3 remake will be coming to Xbox. Sure. I'll believe it when I see it these days. And I wouldn't be surprised if most of you guys out there are too. Even if you're Xbox fans, you're pretty angry. But remains to be seen. So certain games we'll have on PlayStation, certain games we'll have on Xbox, and certain games we'll have on Switch like we always do. But right now, it's kind of safe. If you own a Switch and a PlayStation 5, you're pretty much covered. And if you have a PC, you don't really have to worry about the Xbox, and that's a dang shame. Because the Xbox was definitely a powerhouse for quite some time. That 360 era, we saw some great Square Enix and Mistwalker RPGs finally coming over with the Final Fantasy 13, and then we had Lost Odyssey, and then Blue Dragon, and then there's some games like Infinite Undiscovery. I always said it should have remained infinitely undiscovered. I didn't like that game. Sorry. But there were a lot of great JRPGs, RPGs in general on the 360. Xbox One, we saw it wane. And then, well, Series X, there's games. There's games. And yes, I find it very weird that my face is here and here. This was my MegaCon shirt. It's kind of weird, but kind of cool. Hey, remember, you can always buy them. Trade at the bottom. You can always buy these shirts. That would really help us out. Okay, I've gone on long enough. But tell me what you guys think. Do you have hope that Final Fantasy 16 will make its way to the Xbox? I'm at the point where I don't. I've got it pre-ordered for Final Fantasy 4. I've got the Final Fantasy 16 Deluxe Edition pre-ordered for PS5. Bleh. There we go. And I will be picking that up. I'm trying to finish Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Tears of the Kingdom. That's going to be another long one. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. That would really help. Turn that bell on for notifications so you know every time new content comes up, new live streams, whether it's random stream night, which is coming back. I've just been stupidly busy. And new episodes of Ready to Start podcast. We aren't doing one this week. Josie's going to be on a little hiatus for a little bit, and we're going to work on some new guests. So hang in there with us. Thank you guys so much. Like we always say, be legendary. And thanks again.